Welcome to mikegoldengames and welcome to another computer update vlog. So for this one, I decided to upgrade a few parts on the PC because you really don't want to skimp on the motherboard. That's one thing that I was a little iffy about. So I did decide to go with a more upgraded motherboard, and I got the RTX 3080 EVGA XC3 Ultra. Very long name. Let's go check it out and see what you guys think. So here is the current build. I've got it laying down on this bed. Don't really have a good workstation at the moment. I'm trying to improve that and get a good setup. But yeah, there's the 1080 Ti for the Win 3, which we are going to be swapping out for the XC3 Ultra. Yeah, I got super lucky getting this. We'll talk about this in a little bit. The motherboard, I went with the ROG Crosshair VIII Hero with Wi-Fi. This was an open box, so it was a little cheaper than the list price of $379. Yeah, there we go. Let's get the box opened up. Pretty interesting design. It kind of pops out, but gotta love the Republic of Gamers branding. And yeah, so here's the motherboard. It's again the Hero, so all this is like RGB. Should be RGB in here as well. For the most part, it looks like everything is in the box, so hopefully everything's good to go and we'll be able to get this installed with no issues. And then the cooler, I decided to get a little bit upgraded, go with a 2-fan Corsair radiator. It's the iCue H100i RGB Pro XT. No RGB compared to, you know, the single fan that's RGB. But this is going to be mounted to the top of the case. So I'm just going to start installing this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a full, install showing everything being installed. So it looks like first things first, I'm just going to remove the GPU. Really, you want to ground yourself first, so just basically touch the case. And let's take these cables out. I may need to get different cables for this new GPU. And then we just make sure you hold the case. Push this button down. A little hard to do with one hand. We're going to remove the GPU, and then we're going to remove the CPU fan. Alright, so I was just opening up the motherboard, and I noticed that the M.2 heatsink, or shroud for it, is not here. And, I mean, kind of looks like there's some kind of liquid. So maybe they were doing some kind of water cooling, and it leaked on it. So I'm going to go return this one. I'm not sure what one I'll be able to get, because they had two of these, both of them open box. So I'm gonna head back there to Microcenter and see what I can get. Alright boys, I'm back home. We got another motherboard. This one is actually the step up. We went with the Asus ROG Crosshair VIII Formula. It is the top of the line motherboard, so hopefully this one's good. This one was actually also an open box. But we took a look at it, and it looked like it was in better shape. So we got this here. Pull that away. This one definitely is looking better than the other one. So I'm going to try and get this thing installed right now. All right, boys, let's check out the new motherboard. Whew! Look at that! Damn. All right, so let's flip this thing around because this does have a back plate on it. Just be careful with that. And look at that back plate. So that's going to definitely help with mounting and make it a little more rigid, so the GPU and all that doesn't sag as much. So we're going to try and pop this thing in here, and hopefully all these wires straight up to it. If not, I'm going to have to, completely redo the cable management. Got the motherboard installed, the CPU right there, and everything is wired up. So now the SSDs and everything, the hard drives, those are all wired up as well. All we need to do now is get the new Corsair iCue H100i RGB Pro XT AIO installed. Alright, we're just getting these fans mounted to the water cooler. There we go. Looking good so far. The Corsair AIO is installed, and now we just need to get the RAM put back in. Okay guys, I just got back from Fry's Electronics, and I'm 99% sure I could have got this stuff at Microcenter as well, but Fry's was a little closer to me, so I just ran over there. And luckily they did have this. It's a 4-pin Molex to 3 SATA cables adapter. This is going to be for the Corsair AIO up here. And then these adapters, one of them is going to be for these 2 fans, so we can actually control them from the motherboard, you know, within the system software. So I'm going to get these hooked up. Hopefully this is it. Alright boys, we've got her hooked up and plugged in, and as you can see, these fans, before you might have known, they were not RGB addressable because I didn't have the proper connectors. I've got them connected to the front fans now with that adapter that I got from Frazzle Electronics. Everything else in this case is directly from Microcenter. The GPU, it's the GeForce RTX 3080 XC3, and it's from EVGA. It is the brand new 3080 graphics card. As you can see here on the motherboard, it's got the little LCD display there. Pretty sure it said it was OLED, but either way. Gives you your CPU temperatures and whatnot. Tells you any post codes if there's an error. Got the RAM installed. That's the AIO right there. For some reason it's not lighting up, so I may need to download the drivers for it. That's the next step, I guess. But everything is hooked up, and as you can see, the CPU is running pretty cool. Right now I'm installing the new graphics driver, and yeah. Alright guys, I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you really enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, but really quick, I just want to make a quick correction. That extension, the 3 SATA cable port, I actually took that off of the liquid cooler and plugged that into one of the SSDs because, according to Corsair, it needs direct power from the CPU, so not an extension or anything. It needs direct power from a SATA cable, not a Molex cable. So because that was a Molex to a SATA, it wasn't working, and that's why the RGB wasn't working. So in 1 second, we'll take a look at what the build looks like. So what I did, I just took the SATA cable from the SSD, plugged it right into the Corsair cooler. Then I took the extension cable and plugged that into the SSD. Let's check out the build. Alright, here she is. Look at how beautiful it is. I need to clean the glass. It's a little bit dirty from you know, moving the case around and trying to install everything. But look at that motherboard. Oof. And then there's the Corsair liquid cooler up front. So with these fans, I need to rewire them. They're not actually plugged into an addressable RGB header on the motherboard. So right down in there, so right around there, there's an RGB header. And there's another one at the top of the motherboard for addressable RGB. So you can actually change the colors of the lights through the software on your computer. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. I really hope you enjoyed this. And we do have one more update coming soon. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on it. It's what sits behind that. So I am going to leave this one here. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you did. Maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already, as well as hitting the little bell icon on the channel. That way you stay notified when the videos go up and when we do live streams. Take it easy, guys.